In this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to create this walkthrough effect using any text or logos. So the cool thing about this effect is that it's pretty much procedural, meaning if I take this text for example, and let's just change it to a single letter which can also be a logo, and scale this up, place it here. Obviously I need to change some other layers here, but I'll just go ahead here and extend this mask. You can see that we're automatically getting the same result around this letter. Right, without further ado, let's get into it. So two quick things we want to first do with this clip is 3D track it and roto brush the actor we got in the front. So let's go ahead and select tracker and track the camera. This shouldn't take too long as the shot is pretty simple. And I'll just select one of these points here and create the text with a camera. Let me place the text about here and I'll hit P for position and move it back. We can always adjust these things later. Okay, now let me hide the text and I'll duplicate my layer here. I'll rename this to Roto and I'm gonna select my Roto brush, double click it, and let's start creating our mask. And like I always say, just make a first good frame for the Roto brush, and once you do, it will know what you need masked out and it would give you a pretty good result. Alright, so once you're happy with the result, just go ahead and click on freeze and let it run through. Okay, so as you can see, we got a pretty decent result here. Now let's go ahead and unhide this and let's start creating the actual transition. So instead of just dropping the text under the roto layer, we're going to actually make it a matte to this layer and we're going to invert it. Now I'll pre-compose my roto layer, move all attributes, and let's say we want to start the transition from 2 seconds here. I'll go into my pre-comp. And the effect I'm going to be adding is called Matte Choker. I'll set a keyframe on my softness 1 here. Let's set it to 0 and say it will last 1 second here, and I'll set it to 100. I'll set the softness here to 20. And as you can see, it's basically choking around the edges that we've got in our comp. So I'll go to my first keyframe here and copy this effect. Go back to my main comp here and I'll paste it again on top. So even if we choke the clip twice, you can see we still got some edges left. So in order to fix this, we're just gonna set the iterations here to something like 7, depending on your shot, and it's gonna choke through, looking pretty good. Now I'll also set a keyframe on my geometric softness 2 here. So towards the end, we're just gonna give it a bit of softness, so maybe 5, and this is just to avoid some rough edges. And I'll set the choke here to 100 as well. And I'll actually up the level softness here to 25 and lower the gray level softness here to 50. Again, just to avoid some more of these roughened edges. And yeah, this is basically how you create this effect. Now, in order to add some more glow to this, like I've done before, I'm gonna duplicate this layer. I will name this glow and I can add my glow here. I'll be using deep glow for this. Let me just lower the exposure a bit. And we're gonna go and pre-compose this and set it to a matte to my roto layer and invert this. So basically I'm getting an outline here around the edges of my roto. Now obviously we're getting more roughened edges here, so I'm just gonna add fast blur. Let me go ahead and set this to 25. And another cool effect I've used is a quick chromatic aberration, which is a free plugin, so why not get it? And I just want to go ahead and select this and we'll up the position here, maybe 5, and we're getting this nice chromatic effect, as you can see. And since we are using a glow here, which this effect alone looks kind of cool, I'm going to set an opacity keyframe here, so going from 0 to 100. Now we obviously don't need this whole wrap because we only have the text on the top part here. So what you can do is create a quick mask on your glow layer here, and let's feather this out a bit. And just like that, we've created it around our text. Obviously, if you're using something taller or like a logo, you can go ahead and use the whole frame, but this is up to you. Right, this is it for this tutorial. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.